So it's Sunday, and with all this craziness happening in the world at the moment, I thought I'd go through with you and show you some of our homeschooling and how we make that work. So obviously last year, many of you know that we were using Virtual School Victoria. This year the boys are back in school. However, who knows what's going to happen next term. We have a really crazy month coming as a family, so watch out for some really cool announcements soon. But basically I'm preparing for next term for the kids not to be at school, and being the calm before the storm at the moment, I thought I'd spend some time today getting everything ready for them for next term, getting some routines in place and preparing their first week of work, and then I'll go from there with some routine-based learning afterwards. So I thought I'd show you today because we get a stack of questions about homeschooling and what we do for schooling. So I'm going to show you exactly what I've got prepared for Alex and Harry today. Jed's a little bit different in that he's started high school this year, and I'm expecting that the high school will continue their normal program but online next term. They have logons through Compass and through Google Classroom, so he'll be able to continue that even though he's not at school, because the teachers will be posting their assignments and their bookwork and everything on there. He'll bring all of his resources home. So I'm not expecting to have to plan for him, just for the younger two boys. So I'm going to flip the camera around and show you exactly what I've set up. A little bit of it is based on some work that the schools have sent home, but I've sort of put that into a format that works for us as a routine, and kids can get into routines, okay? Don't underestimate them. Kids are really good at routine and they thrive on routine. And this is a similar routine that we used with VSV last year as well that worked well for us. It means the kids can work through it fairly independently, knowing what they have to do each day. And then I'm just there to support them as well, obviously, where they need it. So I'll flip the camera around and I'll show you exactly what I have set up with them for next term. This is Harry's pile. So he's got a general workbook here, and he's going to do everything in this workbook just to keep it easy. He also has a handwriting book, and then this book here is like a scrapbook, which I'll talk about in a sec. So what I've done in the beginning is this is his routine each day. So he needs to start with handwriting, moving on to a spelling activity, writing, maths, reading, and then some project work in the afternoon. And we fit obviously our snacks and lunch and breaks and things in around that as they need it. That's his routine each day. And then there's a few hundreds charts and things that he can refer to at the beginning. And then what I do each week is I write down what the kids need to do each day specifically. So term 2 will be starting on a Tuesday. So he has a reading activity to start with called The Great Rabbit Chase. This is one that's on YouTube. There's heaps of books on YouTube, and then you can just get kids to do activities on them. So in this one, they have to draw a picture of the path that the rabbit took. So sort of a map type thing based on the book. So that's just a book response. For maths, he's playing a game called The Nasty Game with Alex. The kids love that one. There's heaps of maths games you can find online. And then he has a 3-digit place value scavenger hunt. So over in his book then, I've stuck that worksheet in for him. Again, you can find stacks of stuff online with that. For spelling, he has these 3 or 4 sounds for this week. So he is going to flip over to his spelling activity. There's some words there for him already, but he can also use a thesaurus or a dictionary, which I'll have for the kids, to find some extra words. And then each day throughout the week, he'll choose some spelling words and he'll list those down in these columns using things from this activity grid. So writing them in different colours, continents, vowels, heaps of different ideas there that he can choose from. Writing, he's going to choose a seed. So this is what our school use this workbook here for, just a scrapbook. So basically he chooses a topic. It might be, say, coronavirus for the week. He might go through some newspapers, stick into a page in here. He might brainstorm, write ideas about what coronavirus is, and think about, say, the types of ideas writing he could do. So he might do, say, he could do a reflection on what he's discovered about it so far. He could do an information piece about what it is. He might do a persuasive piece about why kids aren't going to school. There's heaps of different ideas that he can brainstorm. So he's actually got Tuesday and Wednesday to be doing that seed and that brainstorming. Then for his writing on Thursday and Friday, he'll be writing, editing and publishing that piece of work. He's also then got a project called 100 Points, which is going to be a family project for us. It's this one here. It's just a family fun challenge basically, and it's just heaps of activities and fun things to do together as a family or just the kids together. they can add up their points and just colour in whenever they do one of the boxes there. So the kids can all do that one for the first week, a little bit of bonding and fun. Next day then, he's got reading. He's going to use some sticky notes in his book as he reads to write down 2 interesting parts of the story as he reads, or information if it's an information book. Then he's got the nasty game again, followed by Penny's place value, which is this sheet just here. So he has to colour different place value numbers on that one and continue his writing as we discussed. And then maths, he's going to do a missing numbers activity, which is this one here. So he needs to fill in the missing numbers on the 100 chart. And he's going to do a shopping activity. So for a couple of days, he can use brochures, go online, find out prices, write down a shopping list, and then add up the prices, work out his change, etc. with money. So that's his week worth of work for Harry. I forgot to mention that Harry's day every day starts with handwriting because he's really needing to work on that. So every day he can choose, I don't mind which one it is, a page in the handwriting book. He's already done some of them. And that's just a really easy routine driven thing that I don't really have to have too much input in, that he can work through. Okay, on to Alex. So Alex has a few more books. He's got this one here that has his routine in it for each day as well. It's actually the same routine as Harry, except that for his spelling, he's actually teaching and helping Harry with the spelling. So a little bit of peer collaboration there. All right, let's look at his routine for the first week. So he's got the same sounds as Harry, okay? But he'll be finding words this time using the dictionary, so challenging himself with some harder words. But this makes it much easier for me if they're doing the same sounds because they can help each other and work together. His writing, he chooses a seed to do in his seed book, exactly the same as Harry. Maths, he's playing the nasty game with Harry as we discussed, and then he's doing page 6 and 7 in this NAPLAN style book. So I really like these books. I'm not a fan of NAPLAN itself, but these books are actually really good, and they've got a full curriculum in them for maths and for your literacy, some different areas there. So I've just selected for him, he's basically going to start at the start and work through that. He's got some beginning number and algebra work to do, so he's doing page 6 and 7 that first day, and then he will continue through that. So pages 8, 9 the next day, 10 to 14, these are a bit shorter, so I put on a bit extra for him, and also working on his 3 times tables later in the week. So that's his maths for the week. He's reading, he's also using this book then, so page 150, if I can find that super quickly. I really like these. There's a kind of older style, but I think there's definitely merit to them. So he's got a text to read, and then he's answering some questions. So comprehension based, or there's actually 2 there. I've given him 2 there for that day, but I think he'll manage that. And then it just sort of continues on from there. I've set him a few of those tasks, just a few pages each day for his reading, except for Friday he's using the sticky notes system the same as Harry, and there's some ideas here for what he could use his sticky notes for. So some predictions, thoughts about the text, new words or phrases that he's discovered that he might like to look into, funny parts, and using the sticky notes. The kids really like that. It's a fun way to do reading. Where are we? His project 100, he's doing the same. And that's sort of basically it. So he's working on his seed for writing for 2 days, then he's actually doing a draft writing, and then he'll edit and do a good copy of that on Friday, and he's going to do a similar maths shopping activity for maths just to mix it up a bit on that Friday too. I hope that helps with something that can otherwise be a little bit daunting. If you work to a plan like that, it makes it really easy to plan every week, and you don't have to think about it every day, and the kids know what to expect as well, and they can tick off their list as they go. I'm not concerned about how much time they spend on their schoolwork. If they smash it out one day really quickly, then that's great. If they've done a good quality work, we focus more on being proud of their work. Some days it might take longer than others, but that might fit for your family too. There might be some days that you can fit in more time for schoolwork than others. So it's an opportunity to be flexible, but they definitely don't need to do the 6.5 hours that they would otherwise be spending at school, because there's a lot of that time that they're not actually spending on their learning activities. So don't get them to sit down for 6.5 hours. That will not work well for you. If you've got any other questions, feel free to flick them through and let's see what we get up to next term.